All right, y'all, I was just about to drive into the garden to deliver some soil, and I see someone's in my garden right now. Who's that? And there's an accomplice. Yeah, it's Daddy Cow. So we're gonna go get him. We're gonna go get these guys. All right, dude. What are you guys doing? And this one, she was up rubbing on the peach tree. Just rubbing on the peach tree like this is your scratching post, huh? That's my peach tree. And he's a baby. He needs to be treated gently. All right, that's not your tree. And you, what do you think you're doing? Huh? All right, we'll inspect the garden in a minute. Oh my gosh, look at this. Oh, look at this. Look at this. They ate all of my cabbage and all of my broccoli. Oh! Oh my gosh, the melons. The melons. Get out of here. Peter, did you do this? Did you do this, Peter? Yes, you did. Heidi, did you do this? Heidi, everything was fine when we left for church this morning. And then we come back. I didn't check. I'll be honest with you. I did not check to see if they were in the garden. So we had stopped at Home Depot to get some soil and a couple other things. Came back, did lunch, nap time, and Lily and I come back out here to put the soil in, and there I see. They're ransacking the garden, the two cows. But I know they weren't the only ones out here because I could see the tracks. These are all goat prints. So the goats just trampled all in the garden and took whatever they wanted. These were carrots, onions, beets. This is broccoli. Thank God they left the mustard greens. Radishes, Lily's radishes right here. Those are all radishes.
Yes.
Squash or cucumber and some carrots. All the cabbage and broccoli is all gone. That's a cow print. That's a goat print. I think I see horse prints in here, so I don't think anybody's innocent. These were Lily's bean plants. They ate Lily's bean plants. That was broccoli. So that's all gone. Somehow my tomato plant survived. I don't know how the tomatoes survived. We were so excited about watching this melon grow, but that's the end of that. And it looks like it already had a worm in it anyway. But yeah, just to rub the salt in the wound, they pooped right on our melon after eating it off the vine. The basil are okay. You got one squash still there. It does appear they left the cucumbers. Right, Lily?
Yes.
They did leave some cucumbers for us. That was so nice of them. Pepper plant's okay. We got one squash or two squash here that survived the massacre. You all are so guilty. You are so guilty. Every single one of you. I am so over gardening. I am so over gardening right now. I can't even tell you. Why am I doing this again? All right, here's the deal. This morning, everybody was secured. This is where I messed up. This is your fault, along with many others. Are you here to say you're sorry? Are you here to say you're sorry? Probably not. This is a rookie mistake, probably, okay? We thought this was secured. We thought that this latch, this latch in the gate here would stop it. I didn't have a clip, okay? All right? So I take responsibility for that. But I will tell you what, it is gonna be really difficult to not turn one of these animals into ground hamburger. I won't do it to Sassy, even if she was a participant in this, because she's my favorite horse. But look at this guilty ragamuffin group of animals. Who was the leader of the pack here? I bet it was you. I bet you got everybody started on this, huh? I bet you got everybody started on this. I'll be honest with you, when I first came out here and saw this, I was not happy. But what are you gonna do? I mean, there's no use crying over spilled milk, and there is no use freaking out over the fact that you've just spent 3 months growing vegetables that you were about to harvest, and they just got trampled and eaten on and pooped on by a bunch of animals that are totally useless. Nobody even really has a purpose here. We got 2 cows we got a dairy cow bull, former bull that does nothing. It's not good for any dairy. We've got a black Angus female. I'm not sure what she does. 2 horses that are too old to be ridden. And then goats that refuse to mate and make babies so we can have milk. So anyway, that's all I got. Words of encouragement in the comment section, please. It has been a few days since the massacre. Peter's here to apologize for his actions. And I have a better attitude about it. And I think actually we lucked out. The row vegetables that the goats decimated, I just left them there to see if, because the roots are still intact, if they would start to grow back. And actually it looks like they are coming back. So that's great. We still have actually quite a bit in the square raised bed that the goats walked through. So I'm going to call that a win. And when we're looking for more of the squash, it looks like the squash is still coming in too, and they didn't eat that. So though they did take some, it does not look like their damage is going to leave us entirely hungry through the winter season, which wouldn't have happened anyway because thankfully there are real farmers who know what they're doing out there. Funny story though, because we were dealing with a squirrel for a while, and Lynn made a joke about how we're gonna shoot that squirrel, which Lily calls a skirl. So she'll say, we're gonna shoot that skirl. And on her own, unprompted, when we called Lynn to tell him what happened, she said, we're gonna shoot that goat and cow. And I was like, actually, we might. I've never been closer to turning them all into burger. But I just wanted to let everybody know, it seems like it's gonna be okay out here. The animals are still on my naughty list, but we have learned the lesson, and I will say this much. Since I've talked before about the opportunity, seeing challenges as opportunity, and finding gratitude, I am very grateful that we learned this lesson of having a clip on the chain, and then maybe also putting up electric fencing at some point in the near future. Of course, that's on the many, many DIY honey-do list items that Lynn has when he's here. But we learned this lesson at a low cost. So my parents used to say, you learn an expensive lesson for little cost. And I will call this one that, because imagine if we had this whole area filled with vegetables, and say, it's years from now and we had gotten into going to farmers markets or whatever, or just say we had worked really hard and we had a lot growing. Because this is just kind of the beginning of our experiment. We learned this lesson early on and we didn't lose a lot. And so for that, I'm grateful. So that's my positive spin for today. That's the opportunity. It was like we got to learn a lesson about securing the garden, and that's it. All right. So thanks everybody. Let me know whatever your tricks of the trade are for securing your garden, because it's not just livestock that freeload like ours. It's deer and everything out there. So what is your most persistent pest, and what did you do to make the situation better? See you next time.